Before we begin, I would like to say to you guys, please like, subscribe, and comment below so I can get future suggestions for videos like these. Anyways, let's begin. David, take out the trash, David's brother said, peeping his head into the living room. Okay, Mom, David replied, getting up off the couch and setting down his controller. He walked over to the kitchen garbage and took out the bag and tied it. He walked to the door. Remember to knock 3 times on the door before you open it, his father hollered from the basement. I know, he hollered back. David knocked on the door 1, 2, 3 times, then opened it and walked out, shutting the door behind him. I'm going to pause this story right here to give some inside information about David. David is 14 years old and has a 7-year-old brother named Gary. His dad, Bob the Builder, is 34 and a single father. He raises both David and Gary by himself. David lives on a farm in a large oasis in the middle of the Sahara Desert. But his family, not including his mom, are fortunate enough to have a garbage truck visit once a week. But he does have to walk a quarter of a mile to reach the road that the garbage truck travels. As David is walking to the road, he hears an unfamiliar sound, almost like the roar of the wind floated with mechanical bubbles. Almost, but not quite. He decides to think nothing of it, and proceeds towards the street. David was almost there when he noticed the sound that he heard was growing increasingly louder. David started walking faster as the noise seemed to get closer and closer. David then broke into a full-out sprint, not daring to look behind him. He reached the street and skidded smoothly to a stop. Or at least this is what David tried to do. But he was not gifted in athleticism, not in the slightest. David's face smashed into the lid of the dumpster, and he saw stars for a moment.
What have we got here, Toodles? Looks like a bit of a klutz.
David's vision cleared when he saw before him what would haunt this dream forever. There was a large floating circle with 2 smaller circles sitting on top, which seemed to be the source of the mysterious sound. But sitting between the smaller circles was a large black rat wearing huge white gloves, massive yellow clown shoes, and an extra large red man diaper. The rat's eyes were a light red. I wonder if it's friendly, David thought out loud.
Why don't we play a game, and you can just see how friendly I can get.
Well, that seems pretty friendly, David replied. How do we play?
First, we all have to say, "Oh, Toodles!" Come on, say it with me.
Oh, Toodles, David said.
No, not like that. You have to say, "Oh, Toodles!" Come on, you can do it.
No, David said.
Fine. Toodles, give me the first item.
Ba-da-ding. Suddenly a picture of a piano appeared in the large circle. David looked up and saw a grand piano above his head start to fall. Using his cat-like gamer reflexes, he managed to jump clear of the piano as it crashed into the ground with the terrible chord.
Toodles, I thought we talked about this. You can't give me a tool that I cannot. You know what? Just give me another one.
Ba-da-ding. David watched as a knife popped into existence right next to the rat. The rat grabbed the knife, drew his arm back, and threw it. The blade soared through the air with a hiss, then embedded itself in David's shoulder. David looked at the knife and screamed, although he felt no pain. He took off running towards the house.
Oh, no you don't, little fella. You're not playing my game right. After him, Toodles.
David looked behind him and saw the circle and the rat catching up with him very quickly. In fact, when he looked down, it seemed he wasn't even moving at all. But suddenly, he had almost reached the door when a polar bear riding an elephant charged right in front of him, forcing him to stop. Quickly, the bear passed, and David ran forward, grabbed the door handle, and threw it open. He rushed inside, slammed the door behind him, and locked it. David, his father asked, did you remember to knock? Just then, the house exploded in a torrent of water. Alright, so after that, David woke up gasping for air, trying to make sense of what just happened. Now let's tune back in to see what he has to say about this dream of his. Oh man, I hate wet dreams. David got out of bed and started walking to the bathroom. He noticed that there was sand on the floor, but thought nothing of it. David opened the door to the bathroom and flipped on the lights. The entire floor was made of sand, In the middle of that sand was little Gary, wearing a large pair of black rat ears. The end. Doo-doo-doo.